Today we're going to look at the best drain life cards in Magic the Gathering. So if you deal damage or make your opponent lose life and you gain life, that qualifies. We'll just start off with the actual, literal drain life. Beanpod's like, drain life, let's metagame this stream. You can't metagame, that's already been metagamed. It's the black 1 generic sorcery. Drain life does 1 damage to a single target for each black spent in addition to the casting cost. Caster gains 1 life for each damage inflicted. If you drain life from a creature, you cannot gain more life than the creature's toughness. So, I mean, if it's got 3 toughness, you're at most gaining only 3 life. And then it cuts off. There's no more life to be gained here. Look, you sucked all the blood. Nothing left around here. Alright, next up, let's look at Christopher B's false... What is this? False Gold Warden? Oh, it's Arik. Arik False Gold Warden. I don't know this card. It's an arena card. Alchemy exclusive. Black, white, 2/2 human cleric. Starting intensity 0. I feel like I'm just reading an AI generated card at this point. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, perpetually increase the intensity of Arik and the intensity of all creatures named Arik False Gold Warden in your graveyard, hand, and library by 1. What the hell is even the intensity? Pay 5, tap, sacrifice Arik. Target opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is Arik's intensity. What the hell is intensity? MTG intensity. I gotta learn up. Intensity MTG. It is when is a card designation that starts at a certain value and will perpetually change based on the card's rule text. Attacking or tapping is a form of marking numerical values on a card, functioning much like old charge counter mechanic, but phrased in a way to be perpetually tracked across zones, as only digital cards can. Crazy, crazy card. Rolling rate. We got Tendrils of Agony. Tendrils of Agony. It's usually when I lose. This is an evil win condition. A black 2 generic sorcery. Target player loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. But wait, there's Storm. Which means I'm gonna do it again and again for each other spell I already played this turn. Oh yes, you thought I was just playing a bunch of Mox Diamonds and Lion's Eye Diamonds for no reason, huh? Is there such thing as a Mox Diamond? Oh yeah, there is such thing as a Mox Diamond. It all adds to the Storm count, which adds to my life gain. Not that I even need the life at this point. Okay, now our first super chat coming from J-Hogue. Thank you so much. Lightning Helix count? Yes! I will count Lightning Helix. Deals damage, gains life. Okay, we have a white, red, instant, deals 3 damage, and you gain 3 life. And it also does not matter what you damage with this Lightning Helix. It is actually also just one of the best cards in the game. Sort of sucks in Commander. I don't know if anyone plays it there. You really need that 3 extra life. It's not even 10% of your life total around here. It's gonna be a lot of black. Well, there might even be some white-red cards today. Okay, we got Star with Absorb V. Absorb V? You're right, it is Absorb V. It's a black 6 generic sorcery. Target player loses 4 life and you gain 4 life. But here's the kicker, it's got basic land cycling for 2 mana. They just should have given it for 1 mana. Honestly, 7 mana, this sort of sucks. And it's a sorcery speed card. But you know what, it qualifies for the show, so we're gonna be nice about this one. I have no idea how many cards even qualify for this show. We'll find out eventually. Oh, King Ginger with Gray Merchant. Not any Gray Merchant. The Gray Merchant. What is it? It's with the A. Gray Merchant of Asphodel. It is a 5 mana 2/4 zombie. I didn't even know it was a zombie. Enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. How devoted are you to zombies, vampires, ghouls? Some other black creature out there. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. This card was a haymaker in its time. Might still be. You can start off the game with like maybe Leyline of the Void. You got some instant devotion right there. Work your way up to the Gray Merchant with Cabal Coffers, and boom. You just slam them really hard. They lose a lot. What is it? It's each opponent loses X life. This is an absolute bomb in Commander. Well, I don't know if I want to say it a bomb, but it's like, you know, it's useful. And you gain life equal to the life lost that way. Super blood-sucking thing. Can I say drain life? You can, except we already did it. Matt is like, we did Lightning Helix or War Leaders Helix. We haven't War Leaders Helix. Another Helix! There can never be enough Helixes in this game. 4 mana instant. Deals 4 damage to any target, and you gain 4 life. Let the War Leader lead the way. Next up, let's take a look at Super Chatter Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. Pontiff of Blight. It's an interesting card that I don't think that I don't see played very much outside of Commander, despite the fact that Extort can track. Now, Pontiff of Blight is a 6-mana 2/7 zombie cleric with Extort. That is a very expensive Extorter. An Extort is you pay a white or black as you cast your spells, drain and gain equal to the life that your opponents are losing. Other creatures you control have Extort. That's insane. Now, I'll admit you need enough mana to really make use of that. But you know, you got your Cabal Coffers out there. You can make it work. This thing's in play. You got 3 random other creatures. All right, I'll play a spell. Add an extra 4 mana to casting it, and boom, drain everyone for 4. I had an Extort deck. I was immediately the target. They did not like the idea of me uncounterably taking their life away. Did not like it at all. Okay, next up, we've got Turiat with a Johnny Vengeance. It's funny. Yeah, I also thought there'd be a lot of black cards on this list. Instead, we're getting all the Boros cards. 4 mana, 3 loyalty Planeswalker, a Johnny. +1, target permanent doesn't untap during its next untap step. But for -2, we can hit you for 3 damage and we gain 3 life while we're at it. Oh, and at -7, you don't want to know what happens at -7. All you need to know is just make sure nobody gets to -7 with the Ajani. Boulder, thank you very much for your super chat. Exquisite Blood and Veto. Oh, no, this is not a combo show, but we can look at Veto. Well, let's see. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. I guess that qualifies. That's sort of in the reverse order, but it's still somebody's losing. You're gaining life. Somebody's losing life. And also for 5 mana creatures, you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Yeah, this guy's the ultimate drainer. And of course, with the combo, you drain them for everything. There will be no escape. There will be nothing to stop us this time. Granite Sunday. That sounds like someone's gonna beat me up or something. I'm gonna give you a Granite Sunday. Okay, Dina, Soul Keeper. It's not the same. Well, anyway. Dina! Where are you, Dina? Dina something. Steeper. It's a Stole Steep. Oh, you got it right. I'm an idiot. Oh, they're steeping the soul in their tea. That is quite outlandish. Okay, well, it's a green, black, 1/3 Dryad Druid. I never thought about that. I didn't even... I thought it was like... I legitimately thought it was like Dina Soulkeeper the entire time. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Also pay 1, sacrifice another creature. Dina Soul Steeper gets +X+0 until end of turn, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. And I would say Dina is definitely an honorary coffee crew around here. Where you got your tea, you got your coffee, she's enjoying herself. Although she does it with the souls of the dead. Of some sort. Okay, we got Hinaria with Kokusho, the Evening Star. Kokusho! The 6-mana 5/5 flying dragon spirit. It is, and for those celebrating the Lunar New Year, it is the Year the Dragon. When Kokusho, the Evening Star, dies, each opponent loses 5 life. And you gain life equal to the life lost this way. Love it. Huge fan. Huge fan of them dragons. Like those Kamigawa. Where's the OG? You know what? I think I might like the new picture. I might like the new picture. Next super chat coming from... Huge super chat coming from Pacers fan forever. This is insane. Debt to the Debtless. Did you accidentally press 1 extra 0 to get this in? Pacer, you're usually a $2 super chatter. I'll give you at least another one for this. Okay, we have a black, black, white, white X sorcery. Each opponent loses 2 times X life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. That is going to be quite a nice throw. As long as you pull it off. Yeah, I have a feeling this was a rushed super chat. And now he's like, damn it! Yeah, he did accidentally. he accidentally donated 20 bucks. Slow down! There's no rush. Don't worry. You can slow it down. Pacer's big oof. Okay, next up, let's look at Justin Wall with the Siege Rhino. All the way back from Khans. Khans Atark here. We got a green, black, white, 1 generic 4/5 Rhino with trample. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. It was an incredibly defining card for a very long period of Magic the Gathering. Now sees no play whatsoever. Sorry, Siege Rhino. That's just power creep. One day you're the power creep, and now the next day you're gone with the power creep. You live and die by the power creep in this world. You had your time in the sun for... And here's another funny thing. A lot of people thought this card was crap. It's like, oh, it's a 4-mana 4/5 clunker. Like, who cares? But it turns out 4/5 creature for 4 mana with trample. Also lightning helix. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, who's next? Let's get your friendly neighborhood idiot. Agonizing Symphony. Agonizing Symphony. Null cards with lifelink. Agonizing Symphony. Do I have to write the whole thing out? Such card does not exist! And I don't think I'm spelling it wrong either. Okay, so, whoops. We'll move to blocks. We'll go with Roland Wraith's Parasitic Strix. Okay, Parasitic Strix. Oh, this guy. I had this once in a bird deck. It's a blue 2 generic 2/2. Owl. It's really just classified as a bird, though. Flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you control a black permanent, target player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Very parasitic of it. So weirdly, it's an artifact. What makes a bird an artifact? Was it invented? Is this like somebody's invention? Okay, now... Okay, Agonizing Siphon. Oh, Siphon. Agonizing Siphon, you say. Friendly neighborhood. Okay, we got there. We got there. Okay, it's a black 3 generic sorcery, and it deals 3 damage to any target, and you gain 3 life. That looks like a very draft playable card. Next up, we got Kagan. Thank you very much for your super chat. If it's not been done, the Creeping Bloodsucker. I love the name. Especially if you give it life. Especially if you give it lifelink, where you're going to get double the life here. So we have a black 1 generic 1/2. What the hell is this? Oh, Jumpstart? It's a vampire. At the beginning of your upkeep, Creeping Bloodsucker deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Ah, so if you give it lifelink, double the life. Single the damage, but double the life around here. Nate with Sanguine Bond. This is the other half of the veto combo. The black 3 generic enchantment. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And then if they lose life, you gain that much life, and so on and so on. I didn't say what order this had to come in. It can come in any order whatsoever. Look at the price of the Bloodsucker. Oh yeah, that is weird. It's $5. That is very expensive for what apparently is a common. You Commander players love your Bloodsuckers. Commander players love your drain and gain, that's for sure. Yeah, here's the black cards. The black cards are coming in. All right, Jess with Dying Wish. Dying Wish is a black 1 generic aura. Enchant creature you control, and when enchanted creature dies, target player loses X life, and you gain X life where X is its power. Put it on a big creature, you drain them for everything. Next super chat coming from Spartan. Thank you very much. I'm sick today, so I can actually catch the stream. Reminds me when I was a kid and I wanted to watch The Price is Right. That was the only way I could do it because they always had The Price is Right during school hours. Just wanted to donate to the chat. Love your show. Thank you very much, Spartan. And and I hope you get better much soon. But while you're sick, you can enjoy the show. Give it to Baking Catbug. Reign of Gore is technically life gain and exsanguinate for a bonus Pacers fan card. Okay, we have our... Okay, we'll look at Reign of Gore. Black-red enchantment. If a spell or ability would cause its controller to gain life, that player loses that much life instead. If a spell or ability would cause its controller to gain life, that player... This actually is not part of the show. This is like an anti-this show card. You don't let anyone gain life. And they're gonna... And they're... So basically, I drain you, I drain myself. It's a double drainer. We drain each other. Okay, hold on. Does Pacers fan have another card out there? Can we do exsanguinate as part of my... Absolutely. Absolutely. For you, anything. Exsanguinate. There, we'll even give you another super chat sound effect. Oh my god, lovely picture. I like this. Okay, it's a black X sorcery. Each opponent loses X life, and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. Now that is a $3 card. I can tell that there's a lot of vampire players out there. We're basically building some sort of vampire deck. Everyone has the drain gain deck up their sleeve in their inventory. Every single one. Oh, looks like King Ginger got last one, exsanguinate. Well, there it is, King Ginger. Do you have another one? Perhaps another one, King Ginger. Yeah, you got sniped. Okay, so let's give this one to Obzadat. I think you meant the Ghost Council. It's a council of ghosts. It all looks like the ghosts from Christmas Spirit. It's a black, white, 1 generic 5/5 Spirit Advisor. They'll tell you how to... They'll advise you to buy Bitcoin or something. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile Obzadat. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next upkeep. It gains haste. I learned a lot of things about exile with this card. I can't remember what I did. I think I exiled this card, Obzadat, and then it came back, and they were like, it's the same zone. So at the beginning of your end step, you may exile Obzadat. So like, if you do return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next upkeep, it gains haste. I can't remember what I did. It was like a tournament. I want to say like somehow I exiled an Obzadat and Obzadat came back anyway. Like I thought, okay, I exiled the Obzadat, it's gone. But no, it came back because of the stupid trigger. I might be wrong though. Love stifling the card return trigger. Oh, and then it just will not come back ever again. That's it. You had your one shot. Obzadat is locked out of the house for forever. Okay, next let's look at Yo Little Ted with the Mirror Universe. What the hell? 6-mana artifact. Sack it by tapping it. Exchange life totals with target opponent. Play this ability only during your upkeep. Don't think this qualifies. It is a very janky way of getting the card on the show, but I don't think that one qualifies. Next up, we'll look at King Ginger's Torment of Hailfire. That was not it. Ah, this one, yes. It is... Oh my god, it's $20! I swear I have like a few of them in my bulk box. It's a black X sorcery. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless they sack a non-land permanent or discard a card. What do you value more? Your life or your cards? No life gain in that. Oh yeah, it's disqualified. Look. What are you doing, King Ginger? What are you doing? Okay, so we'll donate this one. This accidentally got up on here. I think we looked at Kokushu. We looked at Kokusho. We looked at Kokusho already. Cardboard box with Lathril, Blade of the Elves. It is a green, black, 2 generic, 2/3 elf noble with menace, and when it deals combat damage to a player. Create that many 1/1 elf warrior creature tokens. And then you can tap 10 elves you control. Each opponent loses 10 life and you gain 10 life. That's insane. Just for the low cost of 10 elves. And by the way, the elves, they come with in pacts. You can't keep a good elf down. How new is this card? Where'd this thing come from? Kaldheim Commander. This is like, these are cards only Commander players would know. Okay, next up we look at the death of a bachelor. Where are you? Doom Foretold. There's a black-white 2 generic enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacks a non-land, non-token permanent. But if they can't, they discard a card. They lose 2 life, you draw a card. You gain 2 life, you create a 2/2 white knight token and with vigilance. Then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. Oh wait, what the hell? How you get so much out of this? So at the beginning of each upkeep, they have to sack a non-land permanent. Non-land, non-token, can't be cheating with them tokens. So if they don't, you get all that value. Whoops, and you have to sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice. But you can't sack them lands. Okay, next up, we got Minkoa with the Archon of Cruelty. And that is a very cruel card, by the way. This is probably one of the best cards on the show. It's an 8 mana for a 6/6 Archon flying. Enters the battlefield or attacks. Target opponent sacks a creature or planeswalker. You discard a card. You lose 3 life. And the Archon player draws a card and gains 3 life. It's basically Cruel Ultimatum on a creature. Cruel Ultimatum on a creature, right over there. I'm totally down with the Ani Cult Anvil. Goes hard when you build around it. I don't doubt it. Black-red artifact. Whenever 1 or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, you create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. This ability only triggers once each turn. Also tap, sack an artifact. Ani Cult Anvil deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain a life. So I guess if you have some sort of untapping synergy and you can constantly sack stuff, it'll work out. Vorneforus with the Blood Tribute. We pay tribute to blood around here. Especially on this show today. 6 mana sorcery with a kicker. Tap and untap vampire you control. That is like the absolute saddest kicker of all the kickers. Like, how do you not have a vampire at this point? I guess what the idea is that they lock it to the vampire decks. Target opponent loses half their life total. Rounded up. If Blood Tribute was kicked, you gain life equal to life lost that way. That is absolutely sick. Little do you notice I had a vampire around all along. Can hit someone for 20. Okay, next super chat we got from Kagan. Thank you very much for your super chat. And it is, I built an extort deck against a friend. It was painful for them. Crypt Ghast was ideal. Oh yeah, like any extort deck. Or any extort card qualifies. Black 3 generic for a 2/2 spirit. Extort. Whenever you tap a swamp for mana, add an additional mana. Oh, the price went up again. So, like, when I bought this card once for an extort deck. I spent, like, you know, maybe $5 to $10 on the card. And then, I don't know, a few years later, after they reprinted it a few times, the price collapsed. No, I guess it was after Commander 2014? Somewhere around there, yeah, the price just crashed. Crashed harder than Gate Crash, if you know what I mean. Gate Crash. Anyway, nice to see the prices a little bit more up there. Maybe I can sell my Crypt Ghasts and get half my money back if we consider inflation. Have we done Kokusho? We did Kokusho. I think we Kokusho, right? Yeah, we did that one. We did it. Geo Soren. The Imperious Bloodlord. To be very specific, the Planeswalker. We have a black 2 generic 4 loyalty Sorin. +1. Target creature you control gains that touch and lifelink until its turn. If it's a zombie, put a counter on it. Just for good measure. Okay, +1. You may sack a vampire. And if you do, it deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. So you got Lightning Helix on a Sorin. And -3, you can put a vampire creature from your hand onto the battlefield. Don't mind me, I came with a vampire. Next up, let's look at more super chats, actually. Stormwind. Thank you very much for your super chat. Would Channel act as a sort of life drain reverse? This doesn't gain life in any way, right? Until in turn, you can activate ability. No. This does not qualify. So we're going to donate to Surefire Selves with a Vein Ripper. Just polling. Does everyone have an extort deck? Like, am I just not the only weirdo out there who thought? And I'm sure it's like one of these level 0 things. I'm gonna build a drain deck that gains life at the same time, and it's gonna be amazing. I feel like everyone's gotten around to building such a deck. The Vein Ripper. We got a black 3 generic 6/5 vampire assassin with flying. Ward, sacrifice a creature. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. You get sniped? Did you do it again? Oh, God. Yeah, you did get sniped. Sorry about that, Pacers fan. Okay, give me another one. Another one. You've got so many cards in your inventory, Pacers fan. You're like Christopher B. You got like all the cards. Speaking of Christopher B, is it like this is the big bad blood artist? Yeah, it's like blood artist's uncle who taught him the way of the blood. Okay, let's give the super chat to... Was this even a super chat? No, this is not a super chat, but this was a super chat. So, I'm gonna give a super chat sound effect. We'll give it to Christopher B. Elemental time. Time elemental? When attacks or blocks, in a turn, sacrifice deals 5 damage to you. This has nothing to do with the show. Why did I even read this? Ooh, corrupt. I'm looking out for you, Pacers fan. I'm looking out for you. Corrupt! It's a black 5 generic sorcery. Corrupt deals deals damage to any turn. It's gonna deal damage equal to the number of swamps. I think to a creature or player. Deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. Oh, you can hit planeswalkers too. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. See, unlike drain life, you can somehow get life out of... You can draw life from a stone. You get blood from anything. Okay, next up, we've got Pacers Fans Forever's second guess, Blind Obedience. Great card. White 1 generic enchantment. It's got extort, and also artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. You know, there should be some commander games where this is on the battlefield immediately. You want to play Soul Ring? Alright, you get your Soul Ring, but you can't use it until next turn. That sounds like an interesting rule 0. Blind Obedience begins on the battlefield and it is indestructible. Prime Trader says, did we do channel? Why is everyone calling for channel? You can't gain life. You gotta gain life out of the deal. That's the key. That's the kicker. Channel is like self-drain, don't gain. Gain a bunch of mana, I guess. But you can also gain cards from FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all Mirrodin block singles. I don't know if you drain life out of Mirrodin. They'll suck your energy, that's for sure. You'll be tired of quick artifacts when you're done with the Mirrodin block. Also, don't forget that you can also get singles from Murders at Karlov Manor and Lost Caverns of Ixalan and Ravnica Remastered. They're on sale for your pleasure. And don't forget, you can also get 5% off all those things when you use coupon code Nikachu at checkout. It saves you money and it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. Play any deck, any format you want, and also Mana Traders has a free roll event every single month. A different format every month where you can play and win cash prizes. But if you're a Mana Traders member, you get like 8 or 10 times the prizes that they're putting up. It's a different format every month. Check in with the website manatraders.com to see if you want to play or participate in what is usually, sometimes it's Pioneer, sometimes it's Modern, sometimes it's Legacy. And you can support the channel using my Manatraders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_ZWX. Always got to catch myself. Gotta say Z, not Zed. Some of you Americans out there, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't. And the Europeans, like if I say Z or Z, do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe they go by Z in Europe because they're close to the UK, and I think probably this is a UK thing. Okay, we got a Yara. Okay, let's redeem King Ginger. Yara, first of the Lothwain for the snipe chat. You got it. It's a triple black, basically a descendant of Necropotence. The 2/3 Elf Noble. When Ayara, first of the Lothwain, or another black creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Also tap, sacrifice another black creature, or draw a card. This card's insane. There's gotta be... Oh yeah, this thing has been printed a million times and it's held its price relatively well. Very nice card. Easy card draw, easy mana cost, Dark Ritual, Ayara. And whenever it enters the battle, it's like... If Ayara or any random black creature enters the battlefield under your control, people are getting drained and you gain. Amazing. Okay, Zarthur. As a true Dimir, I shall cheat with the Psychic Drain. That's too cheeky. You have something else on it. Let's look at Psychic Drain first. Psychic Drain. It is a black-blue X. Target player puts the top X cards of their library into his or her graveyard, and you gain X life. I know where you're going there, though. You know what? Whatever. Let's count it. This is just a silly, stupid card. From a mill player's perspective, your library is the life total. Okay, just in case Jess gets super buried, let's go do Jess's super chat. This $1 super chat, which doesn't qualify you to write down the thing. You know, at $2, you can leave a message, which is very helpful to me. Where is this thing? Okay, I found you, Jess. So what was the donation? Oh, God. I dug so far to find out you're just donating. Yeah, I see. We'll give it to Islarf. Chandra. Awakened Inferno? There's no way this gains life, does it? Spells can't be countered. Deal 1 damage. Deals 3 damage. You deal X damage to target creature or planeswalker. If it's a permanent, it's dealt this way. Oh, yeah, this is disqualified. No life gain at all. Christopher B with the Cruel Celebrant. This definitely gains life. Black-white 1/2 Vampire. Whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It sort of sucks. You have to sack things. They have to go to the graveyard in order to make it actually work. Drain requires life gain. I assume it was just damage over time. Look, if it was just damage, Lightning Bolt would qualify. Then a whole slew of stuff would end up being on this show. So basically, either loss of life or damage, and you have to gain life. That's the deal around here. Tom, we already did Grey Merchant. We did Grey Merchant already. Next super chat. Bryce. With how about my commander? Lisa. Shroud of Dusk. Okay, this is a black, white, white, 2 generic 5/5 angel. Rather than pay 2 for each previous time you've cast this spell from the command zone this game, who said you were in the command zone? Pay 2 life that many times. Oh, God. Okay, Flying Lifelink. Whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. No, this one does not count. It does have lifelink. I see where you're going with this, but yeah, it does not really qualify. We'll donate it though. We did Siege Rhino. We didn't do Campbell though. Campbell! Black, white, 1 generic, 2/3 human advisor. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life and they gain. And you gain 2 life. So don't be screwing around here. Hey, Nikachu! Toads has been trying to get Siphon Soul, the Legends card, for quite a while. Well, let's help out Toads then. Siphon Soul. Is this a Legends card? Oh, it is a Legends card. Let's look at the OG. Ugh. Black 2 generic sorcery. Siphon Soul deals 2 damage to all players, except Caster. So they could have just said all opponents. Caster gains life points equal to the amount of damage done by the Siphon Soul. Her lips suck forth. See? Where it flies. Okay. Moving on. I read enough of this flavor text. I read too much. Necrocarto. Monte with Soren's Thirst. Soren's Thirsty. Maybe we can go, you know what, I'm not gonna go there. Soren's Thirst, we have a black instant. Deals 2 damage to our creature and you gain 2 life. Read it again? I don't want to read it again. I read it enough. How did the flavor text fly back then? Yeah, whose lips suck third? Exactly. Okay, next up, we go with Mulk, which is the Game of Chaos. A fast way to end the game. Chaos, you say. Red. Flip a coin. You got it. Target opponent calls heads or tails while coin is in the air. The loser of the flip loses 1 life. The winner of the flip gains 1 life and may choose to repeat the process. Double the stakes each time. I don't even know if this card qualifies because you can only have one or the other. So the winner of the flip gains 1 life. Oh, no, you have both. It actually is simultaneous. All right. Nice throw. Very nice throw. Very bizarre card, though. I don't understand what money has to do with life gain. It's like, are they trying to insinuate that if you have money, you have healthcare or something? That happens very often in this game. Like even the Gray Merchant. Let's go back to Gray Merchant. What does life gain have to do with this? Except he's got a bunch of money to perhaps pay for healthcare. It's the only thing I could think of. And he stole the money from someone else. We know the game and we're gonna play it. Mech's Bastion of Remembrance. This is a black 2 generic enchantment. Enters the battlefield. You get a 1/1 white human token. And whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So don't touch my creatures. You blast my creatures, I'll make sure that you lose life and I'll be the one gaining. Yeah, you pay through the nose around here. Okay, next super chat we got also from Kagan. Thank you very much for many of your super chats today. Shard of the Nightbringer. This is, it's a 40. It's one of those Warhammer 40 cards. 8 mana for the 8/8. It's a Satan, or is it a Catan? Flying, drain life, literally drain life. It's gotta qualify. It says so on the card. When Shard of the Nightbringer enters the battlefield, if you cast it, target opponent loses half their life rounded up, and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. That's pretty sick. Blood Chief with Pacers fan with Blood Chief Ascension. Black enchantment. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life this turn, you may put a quest counter on Blood Chief Ascension. And whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, if Blood Chief Ascension has 3 or more quest counters on it, you can have that player lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. Sort of hard to get this thing online, but when it's online, it gets really annoying. Stranger Candy with Court of Ambition. Black 2 generic enchantment enters the battlefield. You become the Monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 3 life unless they discard a card. If you're the Monarch, instead, each opponent loses 6 life unless they discard 2 cards. Pay up to the king. Kagan with the super chat. Don't know if it's been done, but Bubbling Cauldron. Totally not done yet. We have a 2-mana artifact. Pay 1 tap, sack a creature. You gain 4 life. Also pay 1 tap, sacrifice a creature named Festering Newt. Each opponent loses 4 life, and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. Oh, that's funny. That's actually on an artifact. This is the only artifact that's actually pulled this off so far. Who have I not got yet today? I don't think Toilet Duck got a card yet. Erit? Sounds very French. Of the Charmed Apple. I did not spell this right. Alright, this is a black-white, 1 generic, 2/4 human warlock. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. What? Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control. So I give them the aura. They know ataxies. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. This is the most jank card. I think... Is this good? Can anyone make this work? You have to fill your deck with a bunch of auras. I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind this damn card. Okay, well, yeah, I guess if you fill your deck with a bunch of auras, I don't know. Maybe it will do something. It's just I find auras to be like a pretty jank way to interact with my opponents, and the only upside is you're like gonna sort of drain and gain them out of all of this, which I don't think is like the most busted thing of all time. Okay, next up, let's go with Stanel. My boy Slimefoot. Which one? Oh, I think it's this one. Oh, you actually mentioned. The Stowaway. He deals damage, so grafted exoskeleton works. Black, green, 1 generic, 2/3 fungus. Whenever a saproling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Also, you can make saprolings for 4 mana. Go for it. In 1-on-1, that card goes hard. You mean the last one? This Erit thing? This card is like $1. There's no way this card is good. I don't believe it. I don't... Oh god. Yeah, I mean, what if you're up against a control deck with no creatures to like put auras on? I mean, I get, hold on, what else? Yeah, you need to, your opponent has to have creatures. They have no creatures. Your deck does like stone cold nothing. Okay, Restian Serpentine, thank you so much for your super chat. We got the Soulburn from, oh, you want the Soulburn from Ice Age. You have a request. You want the Ancient Scripture. Black 2 generic sorcery deals 1 damage to a single target creature or player for each black or red you pay, and it's in addition to the casting cost. Gain 1 life for each black you spent this way. You cannot gain more life than the toughness of the creature or the total life of the target player. Oh, that's interesting. That's literally just drain life for 1 more mana. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Velocity 11. Vein. Oh, we did Vein Ripper. It's a C tier brawl card. Everything is coming full circle. I'm assuming that's talking about the Ereats of the Charmed Apple. Okay, who hasn't got a card yet? Can't tell if some 1, 2, 4. Oh, we got Vitron Espada. Definitely didn't get a card. Judith. The Carnage Connoisseur. It's a red, black, 3 generic, 3/4 human shaman. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can choose one. The spell gains Death Touch and Lifelink. That's pretty, it's actually pretty sick. And then whenever a 2/2 red imp creature token with, you can create a 2/2 red imp creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. I actually do not think this card qualifies for the show, though. Didn't actually deal any damage. Gives something Death Touch. It can gain... 1/2 gains life, 1/2 deals damage, but not simultaneously. We need like a little bit of simultaneousness in this card. Necro Carto with the Twilight Prophet. Twilight Prophet. 4 mana for a 2/4 flying vampire cleric with Ascend. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control... if you have the City's Blessing, reveal the top card of your library and put it into your hand. Each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is that card's mana value. So that card qualifies. Have we done... Prime Jader says, have we done the meat hook? You mean the meat hook mask? You mean the sloth? Did anyone see the sloth here? No, just me? It looks, I just see a hanging sloth here. Here's the legs. Here's the head. Okay, black, black, X. It's legendary enchantment. Enters the battlefield, each creature gets -X, -X until end of turn. Sorry, board. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. And whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. It has potential to drain and gain at the same time. Not always at the same time, though. Exparo. Imagine giving Opt, Death Touch, and Lifelink. You could do that. With what? The, that's with... What was that card? Oh, Judith? Yeah, that's funny. Give Opt, Death Touch, and Lifelink. No one will screw with that Opt now. Okay, Tom Squires with Cruel Ultimate... Oh, yeah, this is... the ultimate life and drain and gain card. Red, red, black, 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 blue, blue. For a sorcery, target opponent sacrifices a creature, discards 3 cards, loses 5 life. You also return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Draw 3 cards, and you gain 5 life. Big gain. Zarthur with Vohar. Vodalian Desecrator. Apparently you're zombie fish. Oh yeah, it is a zombie fish. It's a Phyrexian Merfolk Wizard. It's for only 2 mana. It's a 1/2. Tap, draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard an instant or a sorcery card this way, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Excellent. Pay 2, sacrifice Vohar, Vodalian Desecrator. You may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard this turn. If that spell would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. Activate only as a sorcery. This is like a crappy Snapcaster Mage. Very crappy. SFC Pudding says, my friends and I always called Cruel Ultimatum, but wait, there's more. That actually checks out. You did your job, your fingers are no more. Did you sing the whole song? Can't tell. Imagine Blasphemous Act with Judith. I'm sure that, oh, that would work. But that's for a bad combo that actually works one day. Ratty with Ebony Charm. Nice pet rat. Okay, we got a black. Instant. Choose 1. Target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That is absolutely sort of... It's sad, but wait, there's more. Just like Cruel Ultimatum. Or remove from the game up to 3 cards in any player's graveyard. That's great! That's actually really good. 3 cards in any... exile up to 3 target cards from a single... Okay, it has to be from a single graveyard. Still, that's actually a really good mode. Or target creature can't be blocked this turn except by artifact and or black creatures. So you give it fear. Because no creature... black creatures aren't afraid of blocking. Necro says, Drain decks are fun. Whenever I try to make a black or Orzhov deck, I always try to play some Drain cards in. You gotta have some Drain. You gotta keep that life total padded. Nice and high and dry. Akaya, Ayara, First of the Lothwain. I think we did Ayara. We did Yara. Great card. Let's go with someone to 4C with Subversion. Black, black, 3 generic enchantment. During your upkeep, each of your opponents lose 1 life. Gain 1 life for each life lost this way. That is very expensive for this effect now looking back on it. It's only like $2. During your upkeep, each opponent loses. You have to take your turn multiple times to make this thing worth it. P.S. Anyone notice how black gets all the fun stuff? Well, I mean, if you want the drain life type of stuff. Otherwise, next places to look is Boros. We did Arcana Cruelty. Kagan, what do you got for us, Kagan? Last one. Being cheeky with it, though, because it's an archenemy card. I delight in your convulsions. I'm not even going to judge if this qualifies or not. It's a scheme card. When you set the scheme in motion, each opponent loses 3 life. You gain life equal to the life lost this way. I don't even know how this works, but I will say it qualifies because it does drain and gain at the same time. I can't imagine what you're feeling right now, but I'll try my best. as they poke things with a big stick. I'm watching with a delay of 20 minutes. Say hi to 20 minutes future of me. Okay, hello, Necro. Hello, future Necro. Or Necro in the past, I should say. Drain life, or how the Zoomers call it, the big slurp. Ew, that's disgusting. Anyway, we did drain life already. Re with Queza. If I'm pronouncing that right. Augur of Agonies. Is this a Ratted? Okay, it's Esper, 1 generic for 3/4 Cephalid Advisor. Looks more human than Cephalid, if anything. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That is insane. So you add a bunch of card draw, you'll just break your opponent easily. This card's just busted. Did they errata this? They gave it Vigilance? Whenever you draw a card, target opponent. They really wanted this thing to see play. Wow, they even made it, they even pumped it up in, what's it called, in Alchemy. Prime Jaders, Professor Onyx. Must be hard times for Liliana, has to take up a job teaching at the academy. It's a black 4 generic, 5 loyalty 5 loyalty Liliana. And with the most busted Magecraft of all time, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That is nonsense. This is up there with Eminence, if you ask me. +1, you lose 1 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Also has -3. Each opponent sacks a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. Also -8. Each opponent may discard a card. If they don't, they lose 3 life. Repeat this process 6 more times. You will lose life. You don't have that many cards in your hand. Okay, next up we got, okay, Bryce with Bilbo Party. Bilbo knew how to throw a party. He also knew how to disappear quickly after it. Bilbo Party Celebrant. Bilbo, I'll just look up all the Bilbo cards. Bilbo! Oh, Birthday Celebrant. Not any kind of party. The birthday party. We have a, for Abzan, a 2/3 Halfling Rogue, if you would gain life. You gain that much life +1 instead. Also for 5 mana, tap, exile Bilbo Birthday Celebrant, search your library for any number of creature cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only if you have 111 more life. You don't drain with this card. Cryptghast is amazing, but we have looked at that card already. Henrik with Kaito. Dancing Shadow. This is a 4 mana, 3 loyalty Kaito Planeswalker. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may return 1 of them to its owner's hand. If you do, you may activate loyalty abilities of Kaitos twice this turn rather than only once. +1, up to 1 target creature can't attack or block until your next turn. 0, draw a card. -2, create a 2/2 colorless drone artifact creature token with Death Touch, and when this creature leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Wow, it came in there at the end. I thought I was getting trolled here. Trolled hard. It's like, maybe this card does nothing! And then at the very last second, there is a little bit of drain and gain after all. Got a good life with Chalice of Life. You gain 1 life, then if you have at least 10 more life than your starting life total, transform Chalice of Chaos. Target player loses 5 life. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. It's a weird order though. You gained life to have the strength to drain somebody else's life. I'm making a very rare exception here. We did a Johnny Vengeant. You were there, Christopher B. You were there when we did a Johnny Vengeant. Jonathan V. Have you done Bellados? No. Bellados Witherbloom. Okay, it's a black, green, 5 generic, 4/4 Elder Dragon with flying. At the beginning of each upkeep, create a 1/1 black and green past creature token. With when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Pay 10 life, untap all lands you control. Activate only once each turn. This is disqualified. There is gain life. You're draining yourself. So what is the idea? You drain and gain against yourself? It needs to be draining and gaining from... Someone else is supposed to get drained. You gain. You're the sucker here. You're the one who sucks. You gotta suck the life from something else. It's like we're sucking the life from ourselves. Overworking ourselves here. Okay, Gillum. Did we do Epicure of Blood? Nope. Black for generic 4/4 vampire. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. I will count that. I don't think we actually have done Blood Artist, even though we all know about this card. This is like a card that everyone's like, oh, probably somebody already did it already. Black 1 generic 0/1. Whenever a Blood Artist or another creature dies, someone's gonna lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. Michelin with Mirror Universe. We got that one already. And it didn't count last time either. It didn't count last time. Yeah, we did this one, Bahamut. We did Debt to the Debtless. I don't know if we did Fiery Justice. Oh, that's that Naya Burns spell. Yeah, let's go. This is an Ice Age card? Green, red, white sorcery. Fiery Justice deals 5 damage, divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures and/or players. But then target opponent gains 5 life? This weirdly qualifies. Somebody lost and somebody gained. In a very, very bizarre way. It's not how I expected it. Toads did a Melissa Benson check. And it checks out. Arrow with Revenge. The ultimate Timmy combo win. Is there such thing as called Revenge? Revenge the card? Oh, here? Okay. We got Revival. It's an Orzhov sorcery. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. But then we've got Revenge. It's a black, white, 4 generic sorcery. Double your life total. Target opponent loses half their life. Rounded up. That is sick. So we go from like 40 to 80. And then they go from like 40 to 20. I don't know. Nobody's coming back after that one. That's for sure. Who am I going to choose? Only one opponent is going to lose half their life around here. The Death of a Bachelor with Tormented Hero. Necro says, "Oh my God, you read my Sore and Thirst one. I'm happy, so I'm watching with 20-minute delay. Don't worry. You can enjoy my reading your comment again 20 minutes from there." Okay, Tormented Hero. We got a black 2/1 human warrior. Enters the battlefield tapped. And if you have Heroic, which you have to target this thing, whenever you cast a spell that targets Tormented Hero, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. It's like a really crappy extort to some degree. Bryce is also on a delay. We did birthday celebrant like 10 minutes ago. Oh, you did it! You did it again! You're blowing your budget, Prime Jaders. Do you have like? Is there like lag when you try to like donate? 4 cards. Oh, so here. Okay, you're actually doing this on purpose this time. It's infinite Orzhov Drain combo. We don't usually do combos on the show, but whatever. Putrid Goblin Thran. How the hell does this work? Putrid Goblin. Thran Vigil? I don't even know how to... Altar of Dementia. And Alas. Oops, is this... Altar of... Oops, we both spelled Altar of Dementia. Where is Altar? I know... The Altar. Altar of Dementia. Why wasn't this thing coming up? And then last one, Ellis. Hold on. Altar of Dementia. Why isn't it finding this thing? Just look up Altar by itself. That is just weird. And Ellis. Ilcor. Okay, what on earth is the combo here? We got Ellis Ilcor. It's a 2 mana 2/2 death touch. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under you control, you gain a life. And if whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. You can sack your creatures, let them die with your Altar of Dementia. And then we got your Thran Vigil. Whenever one or more artifact under creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then we have Putrid Goblin with Persist. So we're sacking this thing? So we sack this thing whenever one or more artifact under creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn. So basically, this thing's going to come back from the graveyard to play. And then, oh, you have infinite sacrifices. Gotcha. So it leaves the graveyard, comes into play, triggers Thran Vigil. You put... Persist means it comes in with a play with a -1/-1 counter. But then when you put a +1/+1 counter, it neutralizes it out. They cancel each other out. There's no counters, and you can continue sacrificing with your Ellis Illicore and your Ultra of Dementia to win the game. Akaya, Grey Merch of Asphodel, or donate if already done. You better believe that we have already done that one. Okay, so who wants that last super chat? Well, I couldn't even find it when I put Altar of, which was very frustrating. Bantu's Monument. Does that gain life? It's a 3-mana artifact. Black creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a creature spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. True story. All right, then that's it, people. Thank you very much for showing up. Oh, Alpha Nerd threw one more super chat in right before the end. Vran. What the hell is Vran? This doesn't exist, Alpha Nerd. Alpha Nerd, what is this? I don't even know what a Vran is. Did you accidentally super chat a word or something? Okay, we'll donate it to somebody. We'll go with Beanpot's Zulaport Cutthroat. Okay, it's a 2-mana 1/1 human rogue ally. Whenever Zulaport Cutthroat or another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Vran Assassin? Is that what it's called? Hold on. Okay, Vran Assassin. It's a real card, they swear. Maybe I should just look up Assassin. I looked up VRA, unless I wrote Assassin wrong. VRAAN. Okay, I found it. Vran. Is this it? Yeah, I think it's Vran Executioner thing. There we go. Turiat knows every card. It's a 2-mana 2/2 Phyrexian Vampire. Whenever one or more other creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, it was almost like a broken version of Blood Artist, but in the end, it was actually fine. Okay, that's it for Coffee and MTG today. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And of course, if you want to be part of it, you got to be here 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or use Super Chat to either be part of the show or help other people be part of the show. We got to thank, of course, the coffee crew in the morning with like Arrow, Turiat, Christopher B., Toads, Abzo, Restin, Serpentine, Alpha Nerd, your friendly neighborhood idiot, Someone to Foresee, Abzo. Who else do we got here? I got Christopher B, I got Toads, Ree, Bacon Catbug, Mr. Deadhead, Tom Squires, and Arrow, and everyone else, of course, because you guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew, you keep bringing up them coffees, and we'll keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.